Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy that you are here, that you clicked on today's video. I have been feeling under the weather, so I have a little bit of a cold if you can't quite tell from my voice. My daughter actually got sick a few days ago. She had a cold. She is on the mend. She is so much better. You honestly wouldn't have even been able to tell that she had a cold. She had all the energy in the world. Just her sleeping was a little bit affected, but yeah, she just had like a runny nose, some coughing. So then my husband and I both got the cold. So my husband is more of the, like, his throat hurts more. For me, it's like a stuffy nose. I woke up with a little headache this morning. So just more like a head cold for me, I guess. But my husband took my daughter out to a coffee shop. So I'm actually going to try to make this pretty quick because I want to spend this time knitting. Okay, I have a market in a week. Today's Thursday. I have a market next Saturday and Sunday, so a 2-day market. And all this week I have not been wanting to crochet, which sounds kind of bad, but I feel like I have more than enough inventory, and I hope those words don't come back to haunt me, but I feel like I have plenty of inventory for this 2-day market, and I just am not in a crochet mood. I just want to knit. I want to slow down, take my time, and just do some fun knitting projects. So I had only 2 knitting projects going. I had this t-shirt that I had started several months ago, and I have decided to frog it because when I complete it, it's not going to be something I'm going to want to wear, so I don't want to spend this time working on it if I'm not even going to wear it. And then 2, I'm not going to have enough yarn to complete it, which is a big factor in not finishing it. So I am going to frog it. So that left only one project, which was a pair of socks. So I picked up this sock. I had started it several months ago. I had stopped on the leg. So a couple of days ago I picked it up, started with the heel, and I finished it. And then yesterday I started the second one, and I'm on the heel portion of it as well. Which is crazy how fast that they work up when you only spend your free time knitting socks. So I'm on the second one. I have quite a lot of sock yarn actually that I haven't used, and I have so many fun ideas. I want to do fun color work and fun colored socks instead of just doing basic vanilla, and so I'm just really inspired to do that. So I do want to finish up this pair of socks as well, especially before I cast on another one. But I have been really wanting to cast on a sweater, which is really funny because it's 80 degrees. Like, Ava and I went to the pool yesterday. I didn't go in because the water was freezing. I just went up to my knees, and Ava just splashed in there, and she had a great time. There were a lot of other kids there. So yeah, I guess it's pool season here in Florida. We did just move here, but we moved from Arizona, so nothing will be as hot as Arizona. So yeah, I'm excited to not have excruciatingly hot summers. But anyways, I have been really wanting to cast on a sweater, which yeah, I'm not going to be able to wear until next winter. But I just really want to just have a collection of fun sweaters I'm actually going to wear. I've made a couple of sweaters, but I just am not gravitated towards wearing them. I don't want to wear them, and I want to make ones that are a fun color, ones that fit, that I want to wear. So I found one pattern, and I have the yarn picked out, but I'm not going to purchase the yarn until my market next week and use any of the money I make from that market to get new yarn. And so then I am still like, that's a week away, and I'm like, I don't want to wait a whole week and then having to order the yarn, which will take like another week. So I'm like, I really want to start a sweater now. So I was going through all of my yarn this morning, and I only have one sweater's quantity of yarn. All of my other yarn is just kind of scrappy yarns or a half skein or just kind of basic acrylic. And so I was kind of bummed because I was like, I don't have enough to cast on a sweater, but I found some. So like a year and a half ago, I went to the dollar store and just like went crazy and bought so much yarn, and I did make a sweater already with one color of yarn that I had purchased. And so I have this yarn, and I have definitely cast on other projects that just didn't quite work out, which you can see that's the the frogging skein. So I have cast on and tried out different projects that just didn't quite work with this yarn. So this is a cotton blend of yarn. It's cotton and polyester, and you know, I don't know if it's gonna work up very well. It's definitely very splitty yarn. I think that's why I didn't really enjoy working with it, but it's the only yarn that I have enough to make a sweater with. I have like 14 skeins of these, so yeah, I'm gonna cast on a sweater. It's a sweater from Darling J'adore, which I have made another sweater from her that I really like, and so I really like her patterns and how they're written up and everything like that, so I am going to purchase this. But it's just called the Basic Sweater Knitting Pattern, and it's a DK weight, so this is technically a worsted weight. It's for sure DK. So this is the sweater, which I think it's so cute. So I'm going to make that with this yarn because that's all the yarn that I have to make a sweater, and I'm really wanting to cast on a sweater. So yeah, so I'm going to have 2 projects cast on. Now I have to decide, do I want to cast this on now or do I want to finish up this sock and have it done before I start a new project? And I think, which is kind of boring, and I'm really excited for this sweater, but I think I'm going to finish up this sock before I start something new, just because I feel like once I start the sweater, I'm going to want to work on it until it's done, and then I'm going to not want to finish up this sock. And I'm right on the heel turn, like I'm on the kind of boring part of the sock of doing the heel and the gusset and all those things. So I feel like once I get past that, get to the foot, smooth sailing to yarn out. So I don't think I could finish the sock today, maybe tomorrow, and then over the weekend cast on the sweater, which I think will be really, really fun. And then the yarn I want to get is this really pretty like tweed pink yarn. I'm really excited. So I think that will be a really fun sweater. I really want to have these colorful bright sweaters in my wardrobe. So all that being said, I'm going to get comfy on my chair. I had been listening to an audiobook. I already finished it, and so I might turn on a YouTube or find another audiobook, and actually I might go lay down actually, just so I can like let my body rest, even though I'm not gonna be sleeping, but I'll just give myself a chance to rest and work on the sock and enjoy this extra time that I have this morning. My husband just sent pictures of my daughter at the coffee shop. She's so cute. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go do some knitting and just, yeah, enjoy this free time. Hopefully get this sock done and then get this new sweater casted on. But I just wanted to kind of slow down the next couple of days, let my body rest and heal, and just do some cozy crafting. Okay, so my daughter is down for her nap, hence me talking quietly because I'm in the room right next to her room. My husband brought me back an iced chai, which I don't know how he knows, but he always knows what I want to drink, even if I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I never told him what drink to bring back for me or anything like that. I just kind of assumed he'd bring back coffee or something. But he brought me back an iced chai, and it's like, that's just what I really needed to drink. I don't know, but he always knows like what I want to drink. Anyways, the other day I was holding a cup of coffee and I was like, I don't have a coaster in here, so I made one. That's like the great thing about like being a crafter and crocheter or knitter, like you can just make things that you need. So I'm gonna put this on my coaster. So I did some knitting. Earlier while they were out at the coffee shop, and then I just sat down after I put Ava down. I ate some lunch and I sat down to keep working on my sock. I'm still working on the gusset decrease. I'm almost done with it, and then I just need to start the foot. I don't think I can wait any longer to cast on this sweater. So it's the Essential Sweater by Darling J'adore. I have my knitting needles, I have my yarn, so let's go ahead and just cast this on, and I'm really excited. I'm also still tired. I never did end up taking a nap, so I might try to force myself to like take a nap today. So I'm just gonna like cast it on, just kind of, you know, read through the pattern, just kind of the beginning parts of a new project, and then I might go try to lay down and get some sleep. I feel like my body's telling me to take a nap because I'm fighting off this cold. Yeah, I'm just really excited to cast on this project. I just want to do a little bit of an update. It's a little bit later. Ava is asleep, so it's been a couple of hours. I've heard her kind of toss and turn, so I have a feeling she's probably awake in there and just kind of playing around in her bed. So I'm talking kind of quiet. Hopefully you can hear it. I have a cup of tea. You can't see it. It's let's see what flavor. I did raspberry. So I haven't tried it yet. I'm sure it's gonna be delicious, but I needed something to like really soothe my throat. Oh, that's really good. I put lots of honey in there to hopefully help as well. This is what I've gotten so far. It doesn't look like much, but this is a double knit brim, if you can see. And I've already started the shaping for the neck, so it's going pretty fast actually. So I'm at a good stopping point, so I'm going to pause on that right now. If I get any more knitting throughout the day, which probably isn't likely because I just can't really quite knit. Sometimes I can't. If Ava's playing by herself, or if, you know, we're just hanging out, I can get out my knitting, do a few rows or something, that works. But sometimes that doesn't work. But if I get any more, it'll probably be on my sock. The sweater is at a point where I have to really kind of concentrate and pay attention, and so it's not a good kind of mindless project to work around with a toddler. So this I will pick back up maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, but I kind of think because I'm at a good stopping point with it, I was excited to cast it on. I did a good chunk of it. I'm at a stopping point. I might really try to crank out this sock, finish it up by tomorrow. I think I could, I mean, depending on how much I stay up tonight, which probably won't be very late. I like to go to bed early. I like my sleep, but I might try to do a good chunk of the sock tonight, finish it up in the morning, and then I can just fully focus on this sweater over the weekends. We'll see how the weekend goes, but I'm having fun just kind of slowing down and working on these fun projects. I'm sure I want to cast on another sock. I have been listening to an audiobook, which I had said previously that I had listened to an audiobook and I finished it, so I started another one. Okay, so last year, I hope I don't wake Ava up. Last year, I only listened to 3 audiobooks. I just don't listen to audiobooks, and I've known all this time like how much I could listen to while I'm knitting and crocheting and stuff, because pretty much most of my free time I'm knitting and crocheting, and then at night or sometimes like in the morning or something is when I'll do my reading. But listening to an audiobook and knitting has been like game changer, and I've realized the audiobooks that I need to listen to for me are like thrillers, because then that way it keeps my attention and I'm able to really focus. Typically audiobooks, I hear Ava, typically audiobooks just like go over. I'm not a audio learner, I'm a visual learner. So audiobooks, my whole life, I've never enjoyed listening to them. It's just something I just have never enjoyed doing, and I love to physically read it. I love to read the books, how I want them to be read, read them how fast that I want to read because I'm a fast reader. And then audiobooks, I do put it on 1.5 times speed. I feel like 1 time speed, like the typical speed, is just a little bit slow. So I started a new audiobook today. I'm already 20% of the way through with it, and it's really good. So the first one that I had listened to that I finished up yesterday was called Long Time Gone by Charlie Donlea. I know this isn't, I'll talk about books in another video, but that was a thriller, really good. This one is called The Unwedding by Ali Condi, and so far I'm really good. I'm 20% of the way through, and we just have had a murder. So it's a different thriller so far than what I'm kind of used to. So I'm curious how like the rest of it is going to kind of play out, like if it's actually a thriller or if it's more just like a mystery. I'm not sure, but I'm very much enjoying listening to that while I've been knitting. So I definitely have had a very relaxing time. I should have probably taken a nap. I feel like this happens, but maybe I should have taken a nap. I don't know. That's okay though. I very much enjoyed my relaxing time. I do have an errand to run of a return to Amazon that's like due, so we're gonna go do that after Ava wakes up and everything. So that'll be our afternoon. All that to say, I had a lovely time knitting, listening to my audiobook. I'm going to enjoy this cup of tea, run the errand this afternoon, just take it easy today, and then tonight probably get out my sock, try to get a good chunk of that done tonight and tomorrow morning. But I'm just having so much fun just knitting and taking it slow, and yeah, it's been so nice. I have a couple ideas of the pattern for the next socks I want to do, but we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Yeah, I'm gonna go drink this tea and wait for Ava to wake up and just kind of relax a little bit. Just enjoy the rest of this lovely Thursday. been a few days since I last talked. So it's Sunday afternoon. My husband and my daughter are both taking naps. So I thought this would be the ideal time to come on here, close out this video, recap everything that I did the past couple of days to kind of slow down and enjoy knitting. And I feel like I actually got a lot of things done, so let's talk about it. I hope that this angle is okay. My tripod is upstairs and I don't really feel like going up there to get it. And I just wanted to film this real quick because I feel like Ava's gonna wake up any second now. So yeah, I feel like I have a lot of things to share. So when I started this, I had done half of a sock that I started probably a year ago. And we're gonna talk about some mistakes that I made because it's been so long that I forgot to even like do a kind of critical part, but it's okay. So I completed the pair of socks. I did one sock in like a day and a half. So I had started on the leg portion of the first sock at some point this past week. Then I finished up the sock and immediately started and finished the other one, which is pretty crazy for me, like, because I had started these a year ago and then I did them that quickly. But here's the mistake that I did, and I'm okay with it. I make a lot of socks, I feel like. I have a whole bag of socks. I don't wear them, so I should. But anyways, so the heel, I did not do a slip stitch heel. This is a pattern from the Crazy Sock Lady, and I was following the pattern, and in the pattern it tells you exactly what to do, but I was just going with it and didn't really realize I wasn't doing the slip stitch portion of the slip stitch heel. So for both of them, I didn't do it. And I didn't realize that until I started another pair of socks. Let me get the yarn. After I finished up that pair of socks, I immediately wanted to start something new and different. I wanted to start another pair of socks. I wanted to start another pair of socks that was new and different. That's what I was trying to say. So I was going through my yarn, and I think I've already shared this, but I had these two colors, and this is definitely a lighter pink. For some reason on camera it's looking more bright and vivid, but it's definitely more muted. And then I had this one. It's a like kind of sparkly, not sparkly, speckled, that's the word I was trying to think of, like a purple speckled yarn. Now it says it's fingering weight. I think it did work up fairly close to fingering weight, but it's just a little bit thicker. So I found these two, and I wanted to do some kind of color work sort of sock. I know I showed bits and pieces throughout the past couple days, but here is the sock. Now I literally just finished it like a couple minutes ago. I have not done the second one. They have not been blocked or anything like that. But this is, and again, the color is more soft and muted in person. So I'm not sure why the camera is making it look more vivid, but I wanted to do just something fun and colorful. And I've never done anything like this with socks. I always do just a basic vanilla sock. If the yarn happens to be patterned or striped or something like that, that's an added bonus, but I never add in colors. I never do anything, you know, other than one color of yarn. So I was really, I had a lot of fun doing different colors, and, you know, I made up the pattern. I didn't, you know what I wanted to do, but I just kind of like went with it. Now, I got a few rows into this heel when I realized I wasn't doing the slip stitch, and that's when I remembered what it was supposed to be like. So you can see that's where I fixed the mistake, I guess you could say. But yeah, and there was a point where I almost thought I was going to have to start the sock over, but I just went back a few rows, fixed my mistake, and continued. And I had a lot of fun working on it. I started this Friday, it's Sunday, so Sunday afternoon. So this was a very quick, especially considering the color change. It didn't take long to weave in the ends at the end. But yeah, I had a lot of fun working on this. So I just did the cuff, a couple stripes, the heel, the toe. I've never done that with socks. It was very simple. Once I kind of figured out the heel portion is where I had made the mistake, where I had to go back a few rows because I did an entire row of the pink, so it would have had this like random pink line, and I was like, I don't want that. So I started over a few rows back, and I thought I was going to have to start the whole sock over because I could not pick up the stitches neatly enough that I thought it was going to be too messy, but it worked out just fine. So there is that sock. So a pair of socks, one sock made in the past few days, and this. I got really far on a sweater. So I did talk about this. This yarn is the Just Cotton yarn, so it's a cotton blend. I got sometime in 2023, I think. So I've had this yarn for a while. So it is a cotton blend. I didn't quite know what I wanted to do with it. This is the Essential Sweater pattern from, is it Darling J'adore? I'm pretty sure it's Darling J'adore. So I'm on the yoke increase, like the raglan increase part of the sweater. So I still have a ways to go before I like split for sleeves and do the body and all the things. But it's just a basic like top down sweater. I did make a couple mistakes, I guess you could say. And I was thinking of starting over completely or just abandoning the project. And I don't want to abandon it because I got really far in the past couple days. Like I did a lot of knitting. I feel like this was a lot of knitting in like 3 or 4 days. For me, this is a lot of knitting. So at one point, I don't know what happened here. Let's see if you can even see it. But there's this kind of like gapey, it's not a yarn over. I thought maybe I'd accidentally did like a yarn over, but I think I don't know what I did, but there's a hole there and it's not quite, you can kind of see there is a stitch in there. So, yeah, I think somehow I like picked up and try to like fix, and I'm not really sure. So that is the front portion, but I think that will be pretty simple to fix, just to kind of sew it together at the end. And the second thing that was kind of a bummer, and I feel like I did this with a past sweater or t-shirt or something I made a while ago, and I thought it was just like beginner error, but I think it's the pattern. So when I did the increases, so you work with German short rows, and the camera might not be able to pick up what I am trying to show. But on these increase here, let's see if it'll pick it up. Well, you can kind of see it's pretty gapey. There's some holes here. Maybe there you go. So it shouldn't be like that. It should be more, I don't know how to explain this. But when you do the increase round, you do a make one left, make one right. And in the pattern, because you work with like front and back sides, you have, you know, the purling side and then the knitting side. And so when you're doing the back and forth like German short rows, on the purl side, when you make one left, make one right, in the pattern, it could just be a me thing. But she said in the pattern, you make it the same way both sides. So whether you're on the purl side or the knit side, you do the make one left, make one right the exact same way. So I was doing the increase, how do I explain it? I was doing it the same way on both sides. So I wasn't doing like a make one left purl or make one right knit side. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. I was doing it the same way on both sides, and it just turned out to be, it just wasn't very clean increase. And I don't know how else to explain it because it's hard to kind of see. But it looks messy. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm okay with that because the final product I think will be, it's cotton. It's not going to be super thick and warm, but it will be warm enough for winter time. I'm thinking I'm going to use it more of like a hoodie or not a hoodie, but like a sweatshirt, like around the house type of thing. So I think I'm okay with it not being perfect. So that's what I am telling myself. So I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to start over. I think I'm okay with it. And I think because of the, you know, way the yarn works up, it kind of hides it a little bit. So yeah, I think I'm okay with it. So I'm going to continue with that. So that's what I've been working on the past few days, this kind of long weekend. I had a lot of fun just knitting and slowing down and using my free time just doing some fun knitting projects. I have a 2-day market this weekend. So this following week is going to be busy of me market prepping. I'm going to try to make as much as I can this week. I had been feeling good with everything that I have, and I still feel good with everything that I've made, but I'm going to try to make just everything that I can this week and just make a ton and go crazy. So that is what this coming week is going to be. I'm going to do my best to do some, you know, vlogging throughout the week and or the market weekend. So stay tuned for that. But all of that to say, I'm going to end this video. I hope that you enjoyed watching it. I do appreciate you spending your time with me through today's video. So I'm going to go ahead, leave you here, and I will see you soon. Bye.